Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger. My friends, it is my distinct honor to talk about the trailer for Wolf Hawkfield, one of my favorite video game characters of all time, now recently released for the new Virtua Fighter game. This trailer debuted at the end of the Virtua Fighter 5 portion of Evo Japan, and we also have a Virtua Fighter Direct later today, 10 a.m. Eastern. I'll be streaming along with it on the rooflemonger Twitch channel, and if you're watching later on, well, I'll be making a video about everything that happened, so don't worry. So this trailer is not a long one, but man, there's a lot for me to talk about. I'm kind of the trailer breakdown guy, right? So don't worry, there's a lot for me to talk about here, and I am super excited. So I guess before anything else, they start with like a little bit of a lore dump. So let me just play the audio for you and then we'll get into it.
Returning to the ring, a legend in his own right, a man who once dominated wrestling, who redefined what it means to be a fighter, and what dark design of fate has led him to face tonight, the very team that spelled an end to his glory days, that led to his controversial retirement that shocked the world. Free from his pack tonight, he's hunting solo. The force of pain you can contain. Wolf Hawkfield!
Okay, there's a lot there actually. Virtua Fighter is not known for lore in general. And I guess that's why RGG Studios, one of the best studios in all of gaming right now, like they're behind this, right? So they're adding a lot of lore and flavor. Normally Wolf has like visions of the apocalypse, and then he fights Akira and loses to Akira every now and then. That's about it. Now, there's not to say that there isn't some lore highlights in Virtua Fighter, because there definitely is, just Wolf's not it. Now he had a wrestling faction, the Pack, and he retired in disgrace and is coming back to fight his own faction? And he's got some like 2006 era Randy Orton sparklies here, you know, like, hey, nothing you can say, nothing's gonna change what you've done to me. By the way, I don't care what Randy himself thinks, that theme was better than Voices. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna be real with you. If we got a faction here, if we have the Pack as a faction, and there's 3 wolves, and you gotta assume Wolf is like the chief wolf, right? That means 2 other potentially wrestling aligned characters in Virtua Fighter 6. We already do have El Blaze, so El Blaze is more lucha, Wolf is more, you know, traditional heavyweight style wrestler, and maybe we got a 3rd person, who knows, or maybe I'm reading too much into it. But then we have Wolf and the new look. So this is a redesign and a half for sure. You know, Wolf's rocking lots of tattoos. He's never had tattoos. And also, by the way, folks, Wolf jiggle physics very much confirmed. So if you're into that, great. We do know that the new Virtua Fighter is working on effectively a time skip. So some time has passed. Wolf was already a bit older, right? He's older than Akira. And here he kind of looks like he's in his very late 40s or maybe his early 50s. Like in most of the Virtua Fighter franchise, Akira was portrayed as a younger man. And come this new game, he's rocking gray hair. So some time has definitely passed. So Wolf, not looking young, no gray hair. He dyes his hair, by the way, just so you know. He's Native American. He's not a natural redhead by any stretch. It's part of the wrestling gimmick. A gimmick that did translate to real life, by the way, back in the 90s. So Jim Steele worked for All Japan Wrestling and wrestled as Wolf Hawkfield. But yeah, looks older. I guess the tattoos are part of a midlife crisis a bit, I guess. And let's call it for what it is. He's kind of rocking a Ganon style look right now. Wolf Hawkfield, no friend of Link. Wolf's already had a more pronounced nose anyways, and they're kind of doubling down on it. And then you add the chin beard, and well, that's pretty much Ganon, right? And adding a beard to any character is always a good thing to say, hey, this character's older, they have a beard now. So suffice it to say, whatever direction I thought Wolf was going to take, this probably wasn't it. Just like tatted up now, rocking a beard. He's was the head of a wrestling faction and is disgraced from wrestling and making his return now. Like, it's actually weird to have Virtua Fighter have a plot that they're actually paying attention to, because much as I love Virtua Fighter, like, they don't pay attention to the plot. That's not one of the strengths of the franchise. So now that they're actually doing anything with it, that's kind of crazy to me. Like wrestling, the Pack, If you don't know much wrestling, let me just say there's some stuff they can do with that. Okay, that's all I can play. WWE is the absolute worst for copyright striking channels on YouTube. They've already struck me so many times over the years. So I'm just so happy. Like, you gotta understand, for me, like, you know, growing up in the arcades in the 90s, I saw Virtua Fighter for the first time. I saw Wolf, and I'm like, he's a wrestler. You know, I'm a huge wrestling fan. I grew up on wrestling. And he's also Canadian, and I'm Canadian, right? And it was like a match made in heaven, and I've loved this character ever since. And now here we are, like 400 years later. It's finally a new Virtua Fighter. It looks great. The graphics are amazing. Like we have to see it more in motion. This is obviously a tailored trailer, but like this looks like kind of better than Tekken 8. And if you didn't see the Tekken 8 Evo Japan announcement, they're making Virtua Fighter shine extra bright right now because I don't know why they picked Fakam Ram. One of the most hated characters in franchise history, debuting against one of the most beloved characters of a returning franchise that's been on ice for a while. Maybe I'm gonna say maybe I'm biased. You know I'm biased, absolutely. But I'm gonna put my money on Wolf. And please bear with the troll in me. I love Tekken. I still legitimately love Tekken. Just I love Virtua Fighter just a little bit more. And you know, Tekken kept the seat warm for a while, but it's time for the king to get back on the throne. Now, I know some people are a bit shocked by the look, right? Because it is a wild redesign. Like, it's still very identifiably Wolf, but like, it's very different. So one thing I will say, we don't got to worry about that. I'm very confident that there will be the classic look. We already saw classic Akira very briefly in the original Virtua Fighter Direct. So if we have classic Akira, you got to assume all the characters will have their classic look. And I'm sure customization will be a very big factor. Like, Virtua Fighter is the game that brought customization to fighting games. So I expect nothing than a lot of customization, costumes, outfits, whatever for Virtua Fighter 6. Not too much else to say at the moment. Oh, once again, this is the little thing. This is the small little teaser. The big event is the Virtua Fighter Direct later today. If you're watching this later, well, then I already have a video on that on the channel, I'm sure, because I'll be covering that in depth. And I'll be streaming along on the rooflemonger Twitch channel at the time, too. But I am just so happy. Like, you guys got to understand, I love Wolf Hawkfield so much. I love Virtua Fighter so much. And I see this, and new Virtua Fighter's coming, and it's real, and it actually exists. And I'm so happy. Like, I'm not exactly being a wordsmith right now, just I am legitimately hyped. There's no other way to put it. Like, new Virtua Fighter's real. It's actually real. It's actually happening. There's a character trailer, an actual character trailer. This is stuff that's actually going to happen. Anyways, I don't know. I'm frazzled. I'm actually frazzled right now. I'm so excited still. I'm like shaking. Anyways, the Direct later today, there'll be full coverage on the channel when the time comes. Don't worry. Everything there is to know, I'll tell you. And plus tons of my own speculation to be sure. Till then, that is the end of the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Virtua Fighter.
Love